everybody, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you coming out to visit me today. Today is the 4th meeting date that I have had since March for a meet and greet, to visit with folks and talk to folks. Get your opinion, and for you to hear what I've got to say about what I'd like to do in the city of Robertsdale. Up here behind me on the table, if anybody would like to come and see it afterwards, I do have 2 different dates, one in June, one in July, city council minutes, all the business and the bills. Everything's up here. If you'd like to come and look at it, please help yourself. And I also have the manual for the public library, the new policy and procedures book that was made from all the issues that came up that we've all heard something about. Our Robertsdale Public Library has changed its policy and procedures to get up to date with the state and what the state requires. And so there are no more books now in the area that are adult books that are in the children's section. Every bit of it's moved. New policy and procedures were written, sent to Montgomery, approved, and have been sent back, and so now they're in place. So if you'd like to see that, please do. As well as I have the budget for the city of Robertsdale for 2025 with notes and all. If you would like to look at this, please do. Come up and get it and have a look if you'd like afterwards. Would love to have all this available, and love for communication. Transparency is the largest thing out there, and I feel like something like this is that. And once you look at this, if you think of other things that you want to ask about, then do so, and we can certainly come up with that and then show you that or talk to you about more as well. So for this transparency and communication, I love giving this, talking about this at the very beginning because it's so important. It's very important to me. But in our city hall, for both of our city council meetings every month, as well as the zoning board of adjustments and the planning commission meeting, every one of those meetings need to go live. Other cities do it, we do not. There's a lot that people talk about and discuss in town, or it's all on social media, where people do not understand something that someone has said. Sometimes when somebody says something and it goes to another and another, by the time it's explained, it is not as far from what really happened or what's really said. People get upset, and on social media it shows. If we have these live, all of these live during these meetings to either see at the time, or of course at that point it's recorded where they can always be seen, that will give us so much transparency where people understand. Something else I am going to do in City Hall for our City Council meetings, anybody at the very end right now has, are called to where it's, if you have something to say, you can stand to say it. But what I would like to do is to have a podium right up in front of the mayor and all of council with a microphone on, and everybody will get 3 minutes. If you want it, to get up, come, get in line, even if the line goes out of the door, and say your piece of mind, what you'd like to say, questions you have, or comments that you have, why, or we're glad it was done, whatever it may be. You will have a voice, everybody will. And if the line goes out of the building and lasts for an hour, that's just what will happen. However, that's what I would like to see, communication and transparency within our City Hall. Next, there has been some discussion as I've been walking around meeting and greeting people in subdivisions and up and down the roads. And 2 of them in particular. One is discussion on why some folks have heard through council or seen the minutes or the agenda that has been posted on the City of Robertsdale's Facebook page. Why on Highway 104 and what is Highway 65, or it's Palmer Street that goes right by Citizens Bank, by the county annex and Citizens Bank. Why is the city looking at making improvements there and widening the roads? Why is the city going to put money into this or start searching for grants to take care of this area? Why? Well, it's because County Road 65 is going to be coming right through Robertsdale, and that is 65. Palmer Street is 65. And it's going to come right down the road, right past the annex. It's going to cross over 104. It's going to keep on going straight to what you may know is a dead end. And if you took a left, you'd come up to our Walmart. But where it dead ends, it will keep going straight. It's going to keep going straight, and it's going to end up at the south end of the county. So along with this, all municipalities and then the county will have to do their share as well to search for grants, to look for matches, whatever it takes, to work with the county, work with the state, because 104 is a state road, whatever we have to do, we're going to have to come in and make turning lanes at our road on 104 and Palmer Street. And so that is what that's about. There's a lot more that's to come with it. We just know that that is what's going to happen. It'll be years before it actually takes place all the way down. However, that is the reason for that. Another one is on Highway 90. If you are on College Avenue and you go straight to Highway 90, you take a right. Just on your right is a Dollar General, and as well, it was a tree service. Area right before Rochelle Loop. Where this tree service area was, the city of Robertsdale put a big drainage ditch in it, which leads on down to Rock Creek, which leads on down to the woods and the water area. So the rainwater and all that crosses under Highway 90 and goes down that. It's large, it's big, it's a huge improvement that we made several years back that was really in need of the improvement. So this Ziegler, this family decided that they were going to sell it, they needed to move. So they approached the city about it, and since we had that large drainage area in there and right away on both sides, it really took up a large piece of the land anyway. So the city is purchasing that because of that. They're selling. Not only can no one else really come in and do much with it, but if someone else does, we don't need anything else to be happening or come or get in the way of all of that area that we have around that drainage. It was such an important piece that made a big difference. There's still a lot more that needs to happen, but for the time being, that made a big difference and has. So the city purchased that piece of property. So that's why on Highway 90, the city purchased property. So then, I want to talk just a little bit about our subdivisions that are coming in. And with our subdivisions coming in, we hear about the development, too much growth. Some people want to see more growth. Some people want to see no more growth. Some people want it stopped. The key to it is, first of all, is guided growth. GG, guided growth. Not smart growth, guided growth. Guided growth takes you through in the beginning to check your boxes. Guided growth. You're going to follow your key. You're going to look for your answers and follow your key, and you're going to check off your boxes while you're studying for a test in school. Whatever it is that you're doing in work, whatever it is, whenever you check all those boxes, you're done for the day. You know you're good. And that's what our guided growth. We do have a zoning board of adjustments, as I mentioned, and a planning commission, as I mentioned. However, guided growth is what it needs to be called, the way that we work with these subdivisions that we have coming in. With this guided growth, for instance, our zoning board of adjustments. Our zoning board of adjustments is really a use tool, USE, use tool. The zoning board of adjustments tells us how we're going to use the land. In other words, if it's all ag, yes, you can use your land to farm it, to run cattle on it, whatever you're going to do for ag, on it. If it is for housing development, what is it? It's an R1, whatever it is, they tell you about an R1 and what you can do for the regulations for a residential house to come up on some land. So it's a used tool. It tells you what to do. Your planning and commission evaluates individual projects such as our new construction or remodeling, and it talks to you about infrastructure, what you need to do there, and our planning commission board goes over that, works with that, asks questions. Sometimes it is the meeting's over and you have to come back the next month until things are right, and the planning commission and the developers come up with an idea together that that's what we want to do. So they governor and evaluate what's happening and what people are wanting to do with the land after the zoning board of adjustments, the planning commission. So with these things in mind, some reasons, if you cannot come to a happy medium, because, for instance, with your zoning or your planning commission, if things are not up to par, if your roadways are not right, if your water is not right, whatever it may be, whatever's not checked off by those boxes, and the subdivision's wanting to come in, or the county is wanting to put a subdivision close to your land, to the city's land, and the city has water that runs out there, then we have to work together. We still have to make sure that the water for this subdivision that they're going to get ready to put in is going to be capable of handling what's going to come through. Now, with our upgrades that we've had, I know I've mentioned this before, but it's a great upgrade that we finally got with our $16 million, for instance, with our USDA grant that we have been working with. and other monies as well. But with our wastewater treatment plant, we were for years only able to take in 1 million gallons of water a day. And now, after some of the first improvements were made, we can take in 2 million gallons of water a day. And that relieves so much of the pipes, so much, through the intersections of the pipes as they come together and they flow straight down. It's making a difference. There's more work that's still being done. There was a lot of work that was done through the old downtown. You might have seen some roads tore up on some of the alleys behind the sweat tire area, and that's what all that was. So it's relieving a lot of the area. However, we have a lot more to go. I will say in a heartbeat, we have a lot more to go. But we're under this, so we can't just, that's a box we're checking off. We're in the middle of having it looked at. We're in the middle of these grants. We're in the middle of these things. So you can enter into moratoriums. A lot of folks have asked about that, and Fairhope has, Foley has, there's different reasons, but these different municipalities are not able to check those boxes, is what it boils down to, and that's just a simple way to put it. Moving forward, to reach the point in the planning to begin from development, growth is important and opportunity, but bad when unplanned. So with what I just said, there's a whole lot more to that, but it's good and a great opportunity, but bad if it's unplanned and those boxes aren't checked. Really, really, really important. Then I want you to know public safety is top on my list. I love talking about public safety. Our lawmen do everything they can in Robertsdale. The ones that serve during the day on the roads and for the citizens, the ones that serve at night, and the ones that work in admin, they do. They just need help. They just need help. That's all it is to it. There's a lot that we need to do and can do for our policemen. There's a lot. Our roads, as we just got through seeing that one vehicle went flying by here pretty as you please. We have 2 policemen on the road today. We have them on 2 at night, during the day, and 2 at night. They can't be everywhere. So when you have these areas, you need a lot. You need signs up, for instance, flashing. This is your speed. Take a picture of the tag, whatever it takes, something to be able to do to help. Because as y'all were talking about earlier, whenever we were talking and discussing with the little kids close to the road, if the little kids are right there, what could happen? And that could happen on any given street, and it's just a wonder, and we've been blessed that, in many ways. So, however, I want you to know, as I go out and I walk, and I've been going through these subdivisions and up and down the roads and visiting with people, I am happy to talk to you. I will not just have you to walk out and sit and listen to me, but I'll hand you my flyer, and I'm grateful for those, that accept the flyer, and, I just say hi and thank you very much, and, have a good day. But sometimes people want to talk to me and ask me questions, and when they do, we have had great conversations, some 5 minutes, some 25 minutes. There's a lot that a lot of people have to say, and there's been great timing that I've had with some folks talking and visiting. But however, I will listen to you. I will listen to you. I also want you to know that my faith moves me in everything that I do. I belong to the Methodist Church here in town and have went all my life to this church. I was born in that church. I was christened in the church, baptized in the church, and confirmed in the church, married in the church. I just love my little church. But I believe heavily in my faith, and I'm very thankful for it, and want you to know that. I've had a lot of people to ask me that, and it is on my flyer. If you see, have to see my flyer, and those that I haven't made it to yet, I am coming your way. But I just wanted to bring that out, since that has been a very big question that many, many people have asked me. So I want you to know that preserving Robertsdale is one of the biggest precious things that we can do at Robertsdale. We, all of us together, the mayor, the council, the citizens, all of us together, whenever we come and we give and we get and receive from you, or you come and you give and we receive from you, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to make a relationship. And in this case, it's the relationship between our city and our citizens. And that is very important to me. I have a lot to say about our general fund and our monies. I'm proud of our monies, our long-term debt. We have a long-term debt, but what we pay out is only like 6 cents on the dollar is what we pay out. And what we have on long-term debt has been some of our matches, our monies for sewer, for instance, our reconstruction, our updates, what we're doing on the sewer, for instance, a lot more. But that in particular, that's some of our long-term debt. And we pay, again, just like 6 cents on the dollar. It's pennies on the dollar. We're thankful for the interest rates that we've got, the relationships that we have with our banks in Robertsdale who work with us, and where we get these interest rates that we get. Now, our short-term debt, we are not in debt. I have seen a lot on Facebook about how bad of debt that we're in, but we're not. We're actually in the plus. 2 million plus is what we're in, our reserves. We have reserves, and that reserves will go up and it will go down. It was up, and then Sally hit. We were able to use our reserves to right away. And Robertsdale had a lot of compliments after Sally on what we got to do to the city, how we got everything picked up and right away, and what we did on the roads and moving the trees out of the roads, and fast it was done. And what we paid out for all this being hauled, everything that happened, it came out of our reserves. It takes a while when FEMA pays you back, 2, 3, maybe even longer years, but that's what our reserves is built up for, and that's what it sits there for. And everything else we do, the city is good with our money, and we're good with our money. And so in that respect, I'm very thankful. And for things that the city needs, as we've been talking about, needs a whole lot. A whole lot. We need a lot more for our children. We need a lot more for our adults. We need a lot more for our young adults. We need for our community. I'm going to wrap it up there because all along I've been told I talk too long and too much. But I would love to be able to visit with you all more now and answer any other questions. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.